its pleasures did tempt me to stray. I saw not the danger that lurked on the way. The toils closed around me, I knew no release, but Jesus has found me and given me his peace. Get right with God, his pardon is free. Get right with God, he's waiting for thee. Our Jesus is calling, oh come unto me. Take him, O sinner, and get right with God.
Now let me ask you this question. Have you ever lost something that is so precious? Let's take an example. Let's say you have a puzzle, right? And you have 100 pieces of the puzzle. And you find out and you look and you realize putting it together, there's one missing, one that is lost. Would you not diligently look for that one piece that you've probably left around the house or, where you last put it, until you'll go all out of your way to find that one piece to fit the whole puzzle? Well, the same thing with God, friends. The mind of Christ, who is our true shepherd, who gave his life for the sheep, he went out of his way to leave the 99 that's all together like a puzzle, and he will go and diligently look for that one missing piece of the puzzle in order to complete the whole picture. That's my prayer, friends, for us, that we have the same mindset of Christ. Alongside with the shepherds, may we too lift up their hands and diligently looking after the lost sheep. So I want to share with us a pertinent passage taken from Testimonies to the Church, Volume 2, titled Warnings to the Church. The Lord had laid upon us the burden. We were willing to give you all there was of us for a time, if you would come up with us to the help of the Lord. But in this there was a decided failure. Great ingratitude was shown for the manifestations of the power of God among you. Have you received the tokens of God's mercy and loving kindness as you should, with thankful hearts, and united your interest to work with the Spirit of God? You would not be in your present condition. But since that precious work was done among you, you have been going down and withering spiritually. The parable of the lost sheep you do not yet understand. You have not learned the lesson the divine teacher designed you should. You have been dull scholars. Read the parable in Luke 15. What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he lose one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness, and go after that which is lost until he find it? And when he has found it, he layeth it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he cometh home, he called together his friends and neighbors, saying unto them, Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost. Here were the cases of several who had backslidden, who had been in darkness, and who had strayed from the fold. But especially was the case of Brother A prominent. All the efforts were not made which should have been made in wisdom to prevent his straying from the fold. And after he had strayed, diligent efforts were not put forth to bring him back. There was more gossiping over his case than sincere sorrow for him. All these things kept him from the fold and caused his heart to be separated farther and farther from his brethren, making his rescue still more difficult. How different was his course from that pursued by the shepherd in the parable, when in pursuit of the lost sheep. The whole 99 were left in the wilderness to care for themselves, exposed to dangers, yet the lone sheep, separated from the flock, was in greater danger, and to secure the one, the 99 were left. Very solemn. Very serious, friends. So the question we may ask ourselves, oh, but I go out and seek the lost, so I go and witness to this person, or I go and share the good news. But this is talking about those who are in the fold and who have left. This is the parable that Jesus talked about the lost sheep. Remember, I shared in my previous videos, either one of my shorts, about the true shepherd, right? And that Jesus is our true shepherd. He laid down his life for his sheep, right? And I also mentioned that when he said, my sheep hear my voice, right? My is a possessive noun because it's his. He died. He came to redeem his own that were lost and were taken by ravishing wolves, if you will. And here we see more pointed testimony, how it's so clear, friends, that we could choose, we could cause one sheep to be lost through our attitude, through our fault finding, through our gossiping. Here we see gossiping, friends. Our tongue is a little ruly member. We either could use it for the good, to bless God, or we use it to curse. Let it not be our case, friends, where we curse, but bless. And we diligently seek and go out of our way to those who have left the fold. Whether it's a word of encouragement, whether it's a prayer, whether it's just visiting, whether it's just being a friend in a non-condemnatory fashion. And so, friends, that's my prayer for us, that we may truly have compassion to those who were discouraged and have left the fold. If you're watching this video and you felt like you don't want nothing to do with the church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, I'm appealing to you. I understand if you are hurting. I understand there's a lot of hypocrisy in the church. I understand there's a lot of apostasy in the church. I also understand that Jesus is the head of the church. And you matter. You are precious in his sight. Christ loves you, and you have so much value, so much value. And so Christ is calling us back home. He's calling his children, his lost sheep, to come back. I hope and I pray that you find Jesus in this channel. I am not perfect, but I seek to the one who is perfect. I seek to lead a perfect life through Christ, and only through Christ. Because in my strength, my righteousness is filthy rags, Isaiah 64 verse 6. But through the righteousness of Christ, by surrendering to him, I can live a righteous life by God's grace. And so pray for me, and let us pray for one another and lift up one another in these last days, especially. I hope that you find encouragement and that you'll be blessed. Bye for now. Happy Sabbath.
Get right with God, his pardon is free. Get right with God, he's waiting for thee. Our Jesus is calling, oh come unto me. Take him, O sinner,